This is a general reading for Gemini for March 23rd through the 28th. So if Gemini is your sun or moon rising or Venus, this is a general reading for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest. I have a new little guest with me today, and she's all wiggle. This is my new little fur baby. Her name is Susie. She's 10 months old, and I got her from the shelter. She had been a stray. So we're getting to know her, and Nina is adjusting to having a puppy around and sharing her time with me. Nina's right here on the table. Nina's working. We always say, I say, Nina, do you want to go to work? And she just comes running. So she's all wrapped up in her shawl, and she's right here. Yes, aren't you, Nina? So this is my new fur baby, Susie. Oh, did you have a little burp too? So she's been playing with her toy. Now, if you are a subscriber, thank you. And if you're not, please consider subscribing because it doesn't cost anything. Also, comments are appreciated. And if you like the video, thumbs up, share it, and tell your friends about the channel to build the channel. That helps the logarithms. If you're interested in having your own reading, your personal reading, I have my email down below. Just send me an email and we can make the arrangements, whether you want a video or if you want it live on WhatsApp. I think the big thing that happened to me is that I adopted Susie, whose name was Honeysuckle. That's a long name for a little girl. And I'm going to put a couple of videos. One was I introduced her, and then under posts I put a video that about my experience at the doctor's office where they forgot me and they had locked the office up. That happened. It'll be 2 weeks on Tuesday. So I did a video about my experience. I didn't name the name of the doctor, which was in Vegas, but I am going to do a Yelp. I wasn't going to, but then people said, well, other patients should know. So at the end of the day, I had my person that goes with me, and you can see this story, but she kept phoning saying, are you back there? Are you okay? And they had closed off the waiting area, and she had to wait out in the hallway. And so anyway, it's a short video about being locked in the doctor's office as they were closing up. Now, I'm using the Morgan Greer deck today, and this reading is for March 23rd through the 28th. I'm going to be pulling also some oracle cards. So let's see what we have coming up for you this week, Gemini. And it's a beautiful day in Vegas today. It's sunny. It isn't windy. So let's see what we have coming up. The very first card is your happy home, the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands. Happy home. Crossed over by the Hangman. And I have to put the cards up here. I bought her some toys that just got delivered today, and she's having fun with them. But she's a chewer, so I have to be very careful because she wanted to chew the cards too. No, we don't do that. So then the Six of Swords is at the base of it. Behind you is the High Priestess. What's on your mind? The Eight of Cups. Ahead of you, the Tower. So something sudden is going to happen this week. Unpredicted. Boom. So we'll see what other cards come with that. And it's not with your Four of Wands because that's a happy home as though it's not on the home front. But we'll see what other cards come with that. Then we have what's on your mind, the Ten of Wands. So you're just about done with this journey, this chapter, And, with the tower moment, that's like things are changing rapidly. In the Ten of Wands, your burdens are just about ready to be lifted because in the other deck especially, that you can see the lit path, the direction out to end this chapter. Then we have the Ace of Wands, new beginning. So this is like the ending, the Ten of Wands. The Ace of Wands is new beginning. Page of Rods. So we have the Ace of Rods, Page of Rods, and the final outcome is the Temperance card. Temperance with, yes, I know this is very interesting. And pretty soon you'll like all the energy around here too, like Nina does. And you'll be a little psychic dog too. Temperance card with the Seven of Cups. Four of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles, right on top of the Ace of Wands. Three of Wands with the Ten of Wands. Okay, let's see comes with the Tower. The Ace of Cups. It could be new relationship, boom, also. The Tower moment can be also something happening suddenly and predicted in the Ace of Cups. So you have the three of the aces so far on your mind. Oh, the Devil card with the Eight of Cups. The High Priestess with the Nine of Wands. So you've got the Nine of Wands and the Ten of Wands. Six of Swords with the Nine of Swords. And it's upright. And then we have the Fool crossed over by the Three of Swords. So it absolutely indicates that it's an ending of something with your Ten of Swords and your Ten of Wands. And the beginnings, absolutely, with your three aces and the Fool. Those are all indicating the beginning of something new. Part of it is that whatever happened that is behind you, that you're still healing from it, which is your Nine of Swords and your broken heart, your Three of Swords. So it's sort of a residual from that is carrying you forward. It could still be that you're dealing with some of the endings. For example, if it's regarding a relationship, it's still that taking care of all of the details related to that. If it's related to a job, there's adjustments, feelings, the grieving through that. Both of those, an end of a relationship and the end of a job or a work situation, is you go through the 5 stages of grieving. So you're going through the emotions, regardless of what the source of it is, whether it be a job ending, a relationship ending, it could be moving, and it can even be, rather than a romantic partnership kind of relationship, it could also even be moving away from family units or a changing of where you live to a different town, to a different city. But there are changes. Are you going to go down and go play? Thank you. Go play. So it's a transition. This is actually a transition time, Gemini. It's a transition from one to another, and it's a perfect time because we have the spring equinox. This is the time of growth and the starting of new, where you plant the seeds of what you want to nurture and harvest through the year for the harvest time. So this is your new beginning. The harvest time is coming up. So you're figuring out, what do you want to plant? What is it you want to manifest? What do you want to put as far as energy there? How much work do you want to do regarding this? Is this going to be your primary focus? And then you nurture this through time. It can be like learning a new job, for example, and learning, new skills. And you do the new skills, and as you do that, then it increases, and eventually there will be abundance as you are more confident, and you are working your way up. It could be promotions, it could be, you know, like even going to school and then looking at new jobs in your field. So we have here, your reading is about, first, your happy home, the Four of Wands, and you're waiting. So it could be because you're in the Hangman. So this is an indication of happy homes. It could also be relationships, marriages, proposals, but there's the Four of Wands, which represents home, and you're the Hangman, waiting for things. It's waiting for things to happen, and you have aces, so that indicates that there's new coming. So maybe you're waiting for an indication of the new, and so and it can relate to home, for example. Maybe you're moving. Maybe it has to do with relationships. It could even be someone returning to the home, but you're just sort of hanging around, waiting for things to start happening. And then you have here the Three of Swords reversed, which is healing that broken heart. So it's not like this, because that would be in the going on right now. So it's something in the past that you're in a stage of healing and moving forward with the Fool. So again, it is whatever that it is that ended, whether relationship, job, moving, whatever that is, you're dealing with it. Because the Three of Swords, when you look at that, that's heal your heart, heal yourself, take care of yourself, and go through the grieving process. Whether it be some sort of ritual, going out and getting a lot of energy outside now because the spring is coming. There's lots of good energy outside, just like I was outside, and it was in the 70s. And it was so energizing to be getting that natural sunlight. I see for some of you, there's a lot of energy in trees, for example. And, just be around the tree, and there's lots of energy. And that's also a way that you can start reading auras, is if you go at dusk or in the evening and look at the trees, you can see the aura around the tree. And that's a good way to start seeing auras, is the aura around a tree, because they have that energy. Or even being flowing water, such as an ocean or a stream or a lake, being around the water, that's also very healing. Whatever it is that you do to heal yourself, to get over this Three of Swords, which is healing your heart, healing yourself, and moving on. Because at the base of it is you moving on, the Three of Swords, which is leaving behind the rocky waters, the situation, whatever it is, anticipating that things are going to smooth out, which they are, and you're looking at the horizon, knowing that you're taking whatever happened, that's still on your mind, but you're moving forward in spite of that. Which you also have the Nine of Swords in here, and you have the, let's see, did you have the Nine of Swords? Oh, right here. So you have the Six of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So it's that situation, it's still on your mind. You're still dealing with it and anticipating better things to come. So, in lots of situations, you could have something ending, but you still have to deal with it. Whether it be the ending of a relationship and you have to look at negotiating or working on moving, or if you weren't living together, then there's still, if you had any financial things together, it could be a job and you're moving from that job, and then then you put out the energy to find new things. So it's anticipating good things to come in spite of the situation, which is all that energy of that's happened is still on your mind. It could be betrayal, it could be an unfair situation, but it's still on your mind because behind you, and see you have the Nine of Swords. Behind you is the Nine of Wands. That's definitely an ending of a cycle, just about over. And the other thing is, the Fool. So it's real indication that you're ending that cycle. So you have the Nine of Wands behind you and the High Priestess, which is following your intuition. So it can be, and that's behind you in the past. Maybe you had a feeling that things, where something was off, but you had a whole lot of responsibilities. And the High Priestess is following your intuition about a situation. It can also be, I look at this, it could also represent a person. Intuitively, this could, I look at this and it can be a person in your life, an older person who is an older person who wields power by her mere presence. So some of you know that person, and they put a whole lot of responsibilities. This is for someone this was like a family member, I think, or a boss, someone, and they were, I think in this instance, it's like a family member, and they like to be in charge, not only of themselves, but a lot of people, and they put a lot of responsibilities on you. It could also be a work environment where there's a boss or someone who puts responsibility on you. And it can be a shortage of other people at work, to save money. That old thing of do more with less, and that's how they could justify putting more and more and more jobs on people to save on payroll. It can be people out, people leaving, someone who isn't doing their job and they're putting their duties on you. So the High Priestess can be a person, like this overbearing person, or it can be follow your intuition about all of these things that are put on you. Okay, and also for someone, because this was in the past, it was that you see that things were piling up, that you were having to do more and more and more and more. And it was sort of like, oh, okay, so now what I see is, that expression, the writing is on the wall, that you see something's happening. I see a door. And it was, I see like a closed room with a door. And you know that there's something going on. And eventually you open the door, which the light comes out. I see like the light opens it up and you're enlightened. That then you get a clear picture of really what's going on. Because what's on your mind is, the Devil card and the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is a sense of and this, the moon is again more hidden things. Eight of Cups is a sense I'm looking at this as a sense of loss, that you're trying to get a clear idea of what happened, and a feeling of, I get that you're sort of lost right now. It's not that, it's a loss of where do you go from here, because it's searching. Where do you go? And it has to do with the Devil card. Now, the Devil is whatever happened, this Nine of Swords and the Six of Swords moving out of that, whatever that situation was, which created that broken heart. It can be deception, loss, theft. It can be it can be lots of arguments, like, for example, if it's a broken relationship, this often can be arguments even to the point of physical. So, that can be represented in the Devil card. For others, it can be deception, theft, shorting you, somebody's taking something that belongs to you. And this has to all do with the situation you left. And the Eight of Cups is like, I'm lost. I get a sense when I look at this card today, because it depends on how, my intuition for the cards, because I could read these tomorrow in a different interpretation, whatever the guides want to tell you. But I get a sense of like I'm lost, because it's, the Red Hood. I get, like Little Red Riding Hood, or someone walking through a forest, lost. They don't know where the trail is leading them, and they're looking. Where do I go? And the cups can represent, all these things that happened. The Eight of Cups. What's next? It's like either you lost a relationship, or you had to move, or the job changed. And it's like, where do I go next? And it's a time of adjustment, because usually we know, okay, what it is it's on your mind because it's so fresh and it's so new. After a while, they're like, okay, this is what happened, and I need to do X, Y, and Z. Like, I need to look for a new job, or I need to move to a new place, or this relationship's over, and I need to look at me as creating a new path for myself for a while, whatever it is. But and see the moon, it's hidden. So it's also some introspection of sitting down and looking at, because you have all these aces, which are like new beginnings, and this looking at this dissatisfaction. It's a sense of loss, and knowing that something was missing. It's the time to sit down and say to yourself, what do I want? What do I want for this year to turn out to be? What do I want to attract in my life? Because you have 3 aces and the Fool card. So what is it I want? And that's what's on your mind, because you have the Devil card. Whatever that was. It's it could be anything. And the devil is not an entity, it's not a person. The Spirit had told me one day, and the definition of the Devil card is those behaviors that keep a person from being authentic with themselves or others. So it's the barriers. And the 2 emotions are love and fear. So it's fear-based. Whatever it is, it's fear-based. And so that's what's on your mind right now, because what's right ahead is the Tower and the Ace of Cups. Now, for someone, it could be change of residence rather quickly. I get someone might be moving in with like a family member or something very quickly, but it's not bad. It's good. It's good. Or a change in a situation that is a rapid change. That, and it's almost like you have to make up your mind quickly, even though the Temperance card is here. But you have to make up your mind quickly. There's some opportunity that presents itself that requires a quick response, like a job offer. You have to start next week, and it necessitates a move, or a change of residence, or a change of relationship. The Cups, the Ace of Cups, can represent a new opportunity, or it can represent home, or it can represent love. So it's some rapid change going on in your life that, as a result of that, requires a reaction, a change in you in response to that. It's something you can't let slide. And so you have to decide what's the next step. So the Ace of Cups can represent a new opportunity. It could be a job, it can be a project, it could be love. It's not an argument with someone you have, because it's a new Ace of Cups, but it's requiring some sort of adjustment rapidly in your life. So at this point, it's important to be flexible, to be in the flow. That's also why it's important for you to follow your intuition. Sit down and center yourself and listen to what your spirit team has to say, because there's going to be some rapid changes, opportunities coming forward for you. Rapid opportunities coming for you. That, okay, someone has been putting out the energy for quite a while of what you want to manifest. I don't know what it is. Like it's a job, applying for some sort of school. I think it's like your dream job. And all of a sudden there's the opportunity. Boom. And I feel that someone is, it's like a double-edged sword in a way, because it requires you to be responding in a quick way, but it's actually fulfilling what you've been putting out the energy for. So you're really excited about it because, oh, this is my dream job, or my dream admittance to school, or what, an externship, something. On the other hand, it requires a quick response and adjustment to it. This is for somebody. So it's like the double edge, because you're going to have, I see someone like busy, making adjustments, making plans for this opportunity with the Tower. Because here you have your 10 of Wands. Yeah, heavy burdens with resulting with a change, and you looking to the horizons with the 3 of Wands. So it can be those new opportunities and moving forward. New opportunities moving forward. And, you had the 9 of Wands, now you have the 10 of Wands, which is the ending of and looking at the horizons for the new opportunities coming to you. New things. Ace of Cups, new things coming to you. Because look at here. Ace. Ace of Wands, Ace of Money, Pentacles. It could be a job. It could be a project. It could be, I get someone does some technical thing, and you've applied for some money for it, and it comes to you. I get a sense of that for someone. There's the project and the money. But it can be a job, it can be a project, it can be self-employment, but it's related to money and new beginnings. This is your new beginning month, week. So be prepared, because you've got the Tower, you have things happening. I hear that noise. This is like what do they call it? It's one of these high-tech houses that's got all this, and it has the Alexa on the refrigerator, which really bugs me, and I don't like the high-tech stuff. I like it in some places, but I get a little like Big Brother kind of stuff. So now what we have is, you're going to have your Page of Wands, you're going to get a message, and here's your 4 of Pentacles. Standing firm for what you believe, hanging on to that as you move forward. Not losing anything. It's almost afraid of moving forward, but it's going to turn out all right, because you get a message and you're moving forward. So this is, again, the message week of adjustment and moving forward. Responding to change and moving forward in the positive direction, because look at here, the final outcome. Temperance and the 7 of Cups. Now, the Tower's there. And this is the final outcome, which the Temperance can mean be patient, or look at making the informed decision, taking your time. This is actually you being in charge of what you're going to do. Almost like the Strength card, but the Temperance is the timing. Now, the 7 of Cups, and there was also an Oracle card that just reaffirmed what I've been saying, that the 7 of Cups is your choices of what you want ahead, because you have your ace and your ace. And what do you want? Now, the 7 of Cups, it's, in the other deck, he's like pondering and pointing. But you don't know necessarily what's under there, or you don't have all the information, or you don't know how it's going to turn out yet. But there's no wrong choice. There is no wrong choice. How can that be? Because each one of us an opportunity for a lesson, an opportunity for some growth, an opportunity can be for an adventure. Now, if you take a choice and you don't like it, you're not there forever. So it's a lesson, and then you can move forward. For example, for me, I made a choice to move to a different country, and then I learned a whole lot of things about that. One, um, I like things to be well, hello. I like things to be organized. I'm a city person. I grew up in a city, not a big city, but I grew up in a city. And I like things to be, I'm not a camper. I don't like camping. I like to be comfortable. And that's what I learned about myself. So I won't put myself in living into a place again that doesn't have where I feel very comfortable, the finer things. And it's not finer things like champagne and diamonds, no. A nice, comfortable, shower and bug-free and, but that I learned something from it. I learned not to do whatever I did before. Or I learned a job and I learned some skills, and then I can move on to something else. Each one of these choices you can get something out of. And it's not forever. If you found something and you go, I really like this resonates with me, you can stay there because, it resonated with you. So there's no bad choices. There's always opportunities. Look at everything as an opportunity. And it's however we look at a situation. We can make it an opportunity for growth, for an adventure, or we can, be like stuck emotionally. So look at that. There's opportunities, and it says temperance. So make some informed decisions. Maybe research a little bit, and then look at what's under the cups here. If you have time. And if you have to move, rapidly, maybe a job change or something, when you going forward, maybe research like what neighborhood do you want to live in, or what is that transportation there, or those kind of choices that are under that cup. Now let's pull some oracle cards. Susie's adventuring through the house. This is her second day, and I don't know how a cute little puppy like that was a stray. I feel so sorry for, how that happened. Now let's pull this card. The only time I ever had a dog that was lost was my Sammy dog in the village, when the workman left the door open, and I walked that village and I put up posters in every cafe, every little Masado, the little mini markets, posters on businesses, passed them out, turned it over to the police, and and after 6 days, someone called, and they found my little Sammy dog. That was my little poodle that I just loved to pieces. That was the only time I ever had a dog that, because I train my dogs, don't go to the open door. This is the farthest you go, because it's dangerous out there unless they're on a leash. Angels and archangels and spirit guides of the light. What is our message for our Gemini? Oh, and I worried about Sammy when, but he came back, and I had him for a long time. So the oracle card for you, Gemini, is mending. Now this came up in another one of the readings. And mending isn't just about relationships around you. It's mending yourself, healing yourself. So, it's mending that broken heart, that 3 of Swords that you have, and the 9 of Swords that are there. It's mending that, taking care of yourself, mending yourself, as well as whatever a situation can be. It's also building bridges. So if there's anything that you need to build a bridge to make amends, it's part of that, but it's also making amends to yourself. Forgive yourself. That's part of the mending. Okay, now we're going to pull the career and life card. I really like these cards. I like the way the pattern on the back of them. I think that's pretty cool. Angels and archangels and spirit guides of the light. And I'm also going to talk about my synchronicity day that I had last week. Being totally in the flow and being an instrument for spirit guides for other people. And the little dog that I also almost adopted, really almost, because I went back and she was like 10, a little Shih Tzu. And I was going to adopt her. I had the paperwork. I was ready to walk out the door. And then she gets all excited. And her owners were in the next building over, the lost and found. They'd been there an hour. And another 10 minutes and I would have been, because they told them she was a pending adoption. I was so glad that they, got reunited with her. And she had gotten so excited. She knew they were down there. She was barking and, just gleeful, like one of those videos you see when the dog gets reunited. And the dog was 13 and she'd had her since she was a puppy. I'm so glad that they got back together. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. So I have my Nina and now my Susie. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. What is the message for our Gemini that you want them to know about career and life? Okay. Star power. You need engaging work that will let your talent shine. You are a natural actor and influencer. You attract fame and fortune. Now, isn't that something? Wow. So, maybe get a YouTube channel. Maybe a TikTok channel. Be an influencer. Put up some videos. This is pretty awesome. And it doesn't have to be the only thing you do, but you can develop that over time. So that's a pretty awesome card. Okay. Then we're going to pull Believe in Your Own Magic. And angels and archangels and spirit guides of the light. What is the message you want for our Gemini? Again, I bet you get a card about taking care of yourself. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. Red, forgive. Forgive. That's also like mending. And this is number 10, which is a 1, which is a beginning. Ones are beginnings, which is perfect because you got the aces. It's all about beginnings this week. You've been holding a grudge against someone in your life. Maybe it's a loved one, or maybe it's yourself. This isn't a card telling you must learn to practice forgiveness. No. Forgive them on your own terms, if and when you feel ready to do so. This is a simple nudge for you to consider whether that time is the present. Don't let forgiveness feel like an obligation, but like a shiny red hope that gets you through your sleepless late nights. And forgiveness is actually for your healing. When you forgive when you forgive someone, it's for your healing. And also forgive yourself. So it's all, a learning experience again. And then I'm going to pull the Louise Hay affirmation card. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. And I'm going to give a pitch also. Adopt, don't shop. There are shelters. The shelters are full of lovely animals that need a home, that have many years of life. Even I loved adopting the seniors, but I didn't this time because I've had too many losses in the past few months and I need to heal. And but go to your shelter, look online, give them a home. And there's so silly reasons why people turn in their dogs or cats. Well, I moved. My boyfriend didn't like the cat. You know, these animals can give you so much. They give you more than you give them. So if you have any room, if you're an animal person, please consider your local rescue group. Angels are archangels. This is for Gemini. Okay. And whatever this card is right here. Every thought I think is creating my future. Now that's interesting, isn't it? The universe totally supports every thought I choose to think and believe. I have unlimited choices about what I think. I choose balance, harmony, and peace, and I express it in my life. Remember your 7 of Cups. You do have choices. There's no bad choice. They're all opportunities. Okay, so I think that's our reading for today. Until next week. And so Nina, who's right here, and I are sending you light. Nina and I and Susie, who's up on the couch with her new toys, are sending you light and love from Portugal. Not from Portugal. Oops. See, I'm so used to saying that. We're sending you light and love from Las Vegas.